Good afternoon, everyone. Spartan Alphazulu here, bringing you another Pokemon Wi-Fi battle and the Pokemon breakdown, breaking down Pelipper the Rainmaker. So I've been on a big rain dance kick, and Pelipper has the ability Drizzle, which summons the rain whenever it enters the battlefield. Looking at this Pelipper's EV spread, 248 HP, 36 defense, 224 special defense, so it's a little bulky. However, none of Pelipper's stats really break into the 300s, and honestly, I feel like the only reason it's in the OU tier is just because of its ability and what it does for other Pokemon that have the Swift Swim, Rain Dish, those abilities like that. It can take some hits. Not saying it can't. It's not the bulkiest, but because of the ability Drizzle, it does what it needs to do. It's awesome. So looking at the stats here, and this is a typical Smogon set that you can get off of Smogon. But looking at the stats, 323 HP, 122 attack, 269 defense, 226 special attack, 232 special defense with a speed of 166. So it ain't fast by any means. But as I said, it can take some hits, especially if it resists them, and especially in the rain. Fire attacks in the rain don't really do much to Pelipper. It kind of just laughs at him. It can pack a punch, and the move set on my Pelipper is Scald, U-Turn, Roost, and Defog. I did go with Hurricane, but I ended up going with Defog instead because I needed a defogger, and it was Tapu Koko. But Pelipper kind of just flies over the toxic spikes and stuff like that. I mean, it does get hit by Stealth Rock, but in my opinion, it's just about a better defogger than anything else. If you do want a Hurricane user, I mean, you're on a rain team, you can run Tornadus. Tornadus is just as effective. And it hits a lot harder because this Pokemon isn't really, it's not really there to sweep. But Scald can get you a burn, and that's the beauty of it. And its power is boosted in rain. So you need to protect your Pelipper. If you're running a Rain Dance team and you don't have a Pokemon that knows Rain Dance, and you're solely relying on Pelipper, you have to protect it at all costs. And remember, this Pokemon's 4 times weak to electric attacks. So don't gamble if you even sense that one might be coming. Because if you lose Pelipper, your team strategy just kind of goes out the window. And I mean, I'm not saying you're going to lose because you're not, but it's a lot harder. It's a lot harder of a match to come out on top without Pelipper. But it is an awesome Pokemon. It does what it needs to do for the team. As I said, it provides that little technical support that they need. It can get rid of hazards. It provides the rain. It's a good Pokemon, and it's an awesome addition to rain teams. It's actually almost a mandatory addition to rain teams. So starting off with the first Wi-Fi battle against Diego. Looking at this team, not a lot to be afraid of here except that Alakazam and that Slowking because they are bulky. Xatu has the ability Magic Bounce, which I don't really have entry hazards yet. But let's see how this plays out, and let's get ready to rock and roll. I'm going to go ahead and start off with Pelipper, as most of y'all know, because, I mean, this is a Rain Dance team, so I got to get the rain in early. You don't have to start off with your Pelipper if you're running a Rain Dance team. It just kind of helps. And it just helps to get the rain up right at the beginning. So he's going with Alakazam. I knew right away I should have switched because Alakazam can't learn the electric move Charge Beam. And yeah, I didn't switch. But I should have 4 times weakness to Charge Beam. But thankfully, Pelipper takes it at 10 health. Like I said, do not gamble with it. I should have switched. I go for the U-turn, dealing a good amount of damage to Alakazam, but Alakazam has very paper defenses. And I'm going to get Pelipper the heck out of here to bring in Swampert because I do not want to lose Pelipper at all. And that was a big mistake that I should not have done. As I said, you need to protect Pelipper. Going with the Mega Evolution, and I'm going to go first because my speed doubles in the rain. And I'm going to go ahead and take out this Alakazam because Alakazam's not taking any attack after this. Going with the Waterfall, and Waterfall in the Rain from a Mega Swampert is definitely going to knock this Alakazam right out of the match. So that was a poor start on me. Thankfully, I didn't pay for keeping Pelipper in. And that's because I knew Alakazam knew Charge Beam. I even had that feeling like, ah, crap, he knows Charge Beam. I should have switched, but thankfully I didn't pay for it. Ice Punch on the Xatu, and that is for sure going to take it out of the match. So already starting off strong with 2 Pokemon down from Mega Swampert, and that is just an awesome start to this game. But Slowking, however, not much I can do to a Slowking. It's water and psychic typing, so it resists my attacks. If I get hit by any water attacks with Swampert, they hit for neutral because of its ground typing. So I'm feeling a little thorny, and we're going to bring in Ferrothorn and just kind of check this thing out. He went for the Psychic, which I'm surprised he didn't just go for a water attack right off the bat, because it would have been boosted in the rain. I don't know if he's going to switch or not, and he ends up not switching, going with Blizzard, but I dodge duck did dive and dodge out of the way and go for the Leech Seed to start just, kind of getting some residual damage and residual healing on my Ferrothorn on this thing. You don't really need to paralyze a Slowbro or a Slowking, because, they're already slow, it's in the name, but it does help. I'm not saying it doesn't help, because, it's just better to get him with Toxic or something like that. I'm going to go ahead and Protect, just doing my Ferrothorny things, and he's going to go for the Blizzard again, but with my Protect, it's not going to do anything, and I'm going to just get some health back with the Leech Seed. So, right now, wall versus wall, and my wall's already coming out on top. For one, I resist a Slowking pretty much all the way around, and for two, Slowking, it just can't do anything to a Ferrothorn. But he switches out, going for Wigglytuff, the fairy normal type, who you do not see a lot, and Power Whip is going to deal a crap ton of damage to this Wigglytuff. I'm not going to lie, I have not seen a Wigglytuff at all. And he's going to go for the Fire Blast, but I'm in the rain. Take a look at this. That probably would have O-code without the rain, but Ferrothorn tanks it, and the Fire Blast does nothing thanks to the rain. Thanks to lowering its, thanks to having its attack power. And Power Whip is going to take Wigglytuff out of this match. So as I said, having the rain up, Pelipper is important. I would have lost Ferrothorn there without that rain. And he's going to go back into the Slowking. He's already, 50% of his team is already gone, and I still have all mine. Blizzard, though, dealing a considerable amount of damage to Ferrothorn and freezing it. This is like the second time that's happened. My Ferrothorn is just prone to being frozen. I need to just avoid ice attacks all around with this. I'm going to switch out because, it's frozen and it ain't going to do anything. And his Slowking doesn't really have much that can hurt any of my Pokemon, or at least I don't think it does. And the rain's not up, so water attacks aren't boosted. I'm going to bring in Tapu Koko, and I'm going to take this thing out because it's annoying me. And Blizzard, for Tapu Koko to practice those 5Ds of Dodgeball and get out of the way. He's going to withdraw his Slowking, calling it back and going for the Golruck, which I kind of figured because, it's a ground type. I should have gone for the Reflect here. This is a new Tapu Koko I'm trying out. It's a dual screens. I don't really like it. I'm not a fan of it. I might actually take it off my team. But I go for the light screen. I should have gone for the Reflect because I should have known he was going to switch. And he brings Golruck back. So I'm going to bring Pelipper back in here. And the reason I did this, I know I'm going to lose Pelipper, but at this point, it's okay to lose Pelipper in the match because all he has is Golruck. He's got the Slowking, and I don't remember the third Pokemon, but I do know that Swampert can take it out. So Pelipper was taken out, but the rain is back in, and Swampert can just come in and clean house at this point because I have everything. I have something for all of his Pokemon. Bringing the Golruck back, and Slowking is coming in. But at that amount of health, he switched it into to a Waterfall. And I'm thinking Earthquake will do the job here because that Waterfall did a very considerable amount of damage. But that's just because the rain's boosting it. And Earthquake should take the Slowking out of the match with that Adamant Swampert. Adamant Swampert is just awesome. And like I said, if you want to make it a speedster, go with Timid. But I just love the attack power that an Adamant Swampert has. It's just amazing. It OHKOs a Toxapex that doesn't have a lot of defense EVs invested. And Waterfall is going to take this Espeon out of the match because Espeon, paper defenses as well. And there goes the Espeon. Now all he has left is Golruck. And Swampert is just going to, like I said, Swampert is just going to clean house here. Thanks to that rain that Pelipper provides, and Pelipper's not the only Rainmaker. Politoed also has the ability Drizzle. And if you want to use Politoed, go with Politoed. But Pelipper is just a little bit more bulky, has a little bit of a better move library. So I just personally would go with Pelipper. So that was the match with Diego. A good game, Diego. Thanks for helping me out with my Rain team. Shout out. And now, moving on to the match with Deadshot. Looking at his team... yeah, he's got some Ubers, that Rayquaza and the Mega Blaziken. Blaziken's got to be the Mega, could even be Mega Gengar for all I know, but he's got Ubers. But again, when has that ever stopped me? Going against my Rain team, and I'm going to go ahead and start off with Pelipper. I believe he starts off with the Smeargle, and Smeargle had an interesting ability called Moody that got banned in the OU tier, and what Moody did, yeah, he goes with Smeargle. What Moody did is it raises a random stat and then lowers a random stat, and it was just it made the game way too unpredictable. So in the Smogon tier, they banned it, and he's going to go ahead and set up his he's going to spore my Pelipper, which I should have seen this coming, because spore is a common move on Smirgle. I should have immediately gone into Tapu Koko to get my electric terrain up, and yeah, no sleeping for him. So Moody, there it is. This guy really, I guess he doesn't know much about the Smogon tiers, but I mean, oh well, it happens. Speed fell, and Moody's just gonna do what it does. I'm gonna switch out because I got a Pelipper that's asleep. It ain't doing anything, and I'm gonna bring in Tapu Koko to just get the electric terrain up. Too little, too late. But I mean, at least I got it up. Nothing else is being put to sleep. And he goes with the toxic spikes. And now I don't have defog on this Tapu Koko anymore, because I just wanted to try something different. This is the Tapu Koko from my rain dance. I changed some stuff on it. So I mean, I'm gonna go ahead and go for the Thunder, because I'm thinking Thunder will take this thing out. Usually Smirgle's holding a Focus Sash though, but after taking this Thunder and OHKOing it, it's not holding a Focus Sash, which usually that's what Smirgle holds, just to get extra, extra entry hazards up and just cripple opposing teams that way. Going for the Lycanroc in Dusk form, and he's going to use the Excel Rock. I didn't know that Rock got a priority move, so that was cool to know. And I'm just going to go for the Volt Switch. And Volt Switch is going to deal a very considerable amount of damage to the Lycanroc here, putting it below 50% health. And I'm going to go with a Ferrothorn because I'm feeling a little thorny, and Lycanroc can't do much to a Ferrothorn. And I'm going to go ahead and go for the Thunder Wave. I thought he was going to switch because, I mean, Lycanroc's weak to Ferrothorn all around, and it cannot touch Ferrothorn. And so I paralyzed it, but he goes for the Roar to force out my Ferrothorn. So that was an interesting move on a Lycanroc. And Tapu Koko is going to come back in and get poisoned thanks to the spikes. So that sucks. I want to defog these toxic spikes, but I can't because Pelipper's asleep. Pelipper's asleep, and I cannot have Pelipper in against a rock type. It will not take this thing out, especially because I got to wait 2 to 3 turns to do it. Volt Switch, taking out the Lycanroc. And now I'm going to bring Pelipper back in and just hope that it wakes up. And I shouldn't have done this. I should have protected. I should have kept Pelipper at bay because I could have set the rain back up when I needed it. But, I mean, I had nothing else to go with. It was asleep. I don't know what I would have gone with. He brings in his Blaziken. And come to find out, this Blaziken was the Mega, which I've told you guys, Blaziken was one of my favorite starters next to Blastoise. As soon as I saw this Pokemon, I thought it was awesome. But it wasn't that good by itself. And then when the hidden abilities came out and it got Speed Boost, it became amazing. Thunder Punch to probably OHKO, but no, Pelipper lives with 2 freaking health. And he's not taking out my Pelipper this time around. But there goes the speed. And as I was saying, that's the Speed Boost. When it got Speed Boost, I guess it was just too good, and they banned it to the Uber tier. And I don't even know if it sees play there. I'm going to protect Pelipper, because even though he's at 2 health, he didn't wake up. I'm going to protect him and just, bring the rain up at another time. So that was actually a smart move on my part. I forgot that I did that. Thunder Punch on Ferrothorn. He gets the paralysis, which sucks. But, I mean, Ferrothorn's speed isn't the best anyway. And Iron Barbs and Rocky Helmet are going to do what they do best. So here's the rain stopped. I'm glad I saved Pelipper in case I do need it again. But this Mega Blaziken, that speed boost, it's going to become annoying. I got to deal with this thing. So I'm going to bring Pelipper back in. Because I don't think Mega Blaziken can really do much to Swampert. I'm going to bring the rain back up, and I'm going to have to end the match quick here. I'm going to have to try and find a way to end it while the rain's up, because if I lose the rain, that's going to suck. I need to end it fast. Blaze Kick on Pelipper. If my health was higher, it wouldn't have done anything because of the rain, but it takes Pelipper out of the match. So now I'm on a clock. I am on an 8-turn clock. I can't defog, so screw it. I'll get hit by the toxic spikes, and we'll bring Swampert back in to deal with this thing. Because like I said, I don't think there's much that his Blaziken could have done to take Swampert out. Going for the Mega Evolution, and I'm going to go ahead and just Waterfall right off the bat, and hopefully he doesn't have anything up his sleeve that can take out my Swampert. But after the speed boost, he's definitely going to outspeed it. Close combat, putting me well below 50%. That scared me a little bit as when I saw how low his health was dropping. But thankfully, Waterfall is going to do what it needs to do and take it out of the match. So that was a close call there. But Mega Swampert came out on top, taking the Blaziken out. That was too close. Now he's bringing in his oh hell, the freaking fairy water starter. I can't think of the name right now. I always forget Pokemon names, and I don't get why. I'm sorry, guys. It'll come back to me soon, I'm sure. But I go for the Earthquake, and it puts it in the red. Sadly, it does not take it out, and this Ice Beam is going to take my Swampert right out of the match. But I'm still in a good position here. I don't got to worry too much. Now I'm going to bring in Gyarados, because I feel like Gyarados can just set up all over this thing. I'm pretty confident in that, actually. Primarina, that's its name, Primarina. So, going for the Dragon Dance to get my stats back, to get my attack and speed risen. And another thing, guys, I went with Gyarados over Tornadus because I felt like my team just needed another physical attacker. But I might bring Tornadus back and get rid of Ash Greninja, because Ash Greninja it is awesome, but I need another Hurricane user, and Tornadus is just super important on rain teams. Waterfall, taking Primarina out of the match, and there's the Moxie buff. So this is looking really familiar right here, guys. Going with the Rayquaza, and my attack is up +2. Airlock, though, to negate the effects of the rain, which that doesn't matter. I mean, Swampert's out, Pelipper's out. At this point, I'm just going to see what I can do. Going for the Z move, the Supersonic Sky Strike. And even though Rayquaza is an Uber, I don't think there is any way this thing is surviving a Supersonic Sky Strike from a +2 Gyarados. So let's go ahead and see what this does. Let's see if it takes it out. And you gotta, I mean, if you're in Ubers, you're not going to use Pelipper as your Rainmaker. You're going to use Kyogre. But still, Airlock, Rayquaza cancels weather effects. So something to keep in mind. Supersonic Sky Strike, OHKOing Rayquaza and taking it out of the match, giving me another Moxie buff. So this is just like a repeat of the two videos. But still, it was an awesome game. It was an awesome game. I'm still working on my rain team. I'm still not happy with it. And after +3 attack, Waterfall's definitely going to knock out Gengar. And that's the game. Defeating Deadshot. Good game, Deadshot. Good game, man. Thanks for watching, guys. Comment, rate, subscribe. Join my Discord. I will see y'all later. Appreciate it, and bye.